Hello, everybody. The mood is good. The markets are green. This will be the biggest pump you have ever seen. Let's go for it. First, can the people in the live stream let me know if you can hear me? I don't do this often, and I don't want to mess it up the one time that I go live. Other than that, if you're watching the video back, this should be super interesting. It's quite of a big day, actually. Altcoins making new highs since last month. The low caps are starting to break out, and the Bitcoin dominance looks like it is going to completely fall apart. And this is really, I think, more huge than what people might expect. So yeah, welcome everybody. One more time, can you let me know if you guys can hear me? Let me know. That would be absolutely amazeballs. Now, let me get into the comments as well. All good. All right. Nice. See some people in the chat. So yeah. So welcome to the Fomo Factory. We're gonna discuss a couple cool things right here because I think that most people are really mentally not prepared for how big this could get. So I want to go over the most important things, and also for the people that are here live. Welcome to the last moment going live, my impulsive ADHD StreamYard kind of brain thing. Let me know in the chat if you have certain altcoins you want me to take a look at, because my biggest conviction in this market right now is that it doesn't really matter in what altcoins you are. It does matter, but it's not the biggest piece of matter. The most important thing is that you buy overall quite low and sell overall quite high, right? And that you step into the market at the right time and you get out of the market at the right time. And I also want to discuss that, by the way. So if the market goes up, everything kind of goes up actually. But there are alts that can outperform other alts. And is it already time to go risk on? And if you want to look for the 100x altcoins, should you look at the low cap trash, or can we also take a look at the higher cap altcoins? Right? That's the big question. So I hope that I can answer that. So what's up, everybody? What's up? So first off, if you have certain altcoins you want me to take a look at, put them in the live chat. If you are watching the video back, put them in the comments. I'll go over it in one of the next videos. I occasionally like to make these videos where people give comments and I just respond to that without people wanting me to do that. It's just like what I like to do. So welcome. First in. That's awesome. The comments are always in the way of my head. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if I can actually change that. I don't know. Is it possible to do something like that? Nah, not really, right? Whoa, I'm gone. All right, fuck that. Doesn't matter. First in. Awesome. Welcome. So somebody said, this Dutch, there are 37 million altcoins. Every hour there's a new top 5. The top 5 kind of always stays the same. Right? The top 5 is mostly not changing, actually. But there are a lot of altcoins. Matter of fact, not 37 million, but there are now at this moment 43 million altcoins. Now, again, is that a problem? In my opinion, totally not, right? Because what you can also see is that out of that 43 million, there are 32.5 million on Solana. So that's 75% of the complete crypto market is built on Solana. Now we know what a piece of shit scam chain Solana has become in the last year, basically, right? So these coins are dead, right? They won't take liquidity. There's nothing that stands in the way. But also if you look at full alt season in 2017, there were 13,000 altcoins, right? Fast forward to the end of 2021 alt season over there. How many altcoins were there? 3 million. That's like more than 200x more altcoins. And we still got a fat alt season in 2021. Now, it's more like 14x as much. I don't see a problem. So let me get that out of the way. I don't see a problem there. But it's good that people think about that though. So yeah, let me know the list that you want me to take a look at, and let me get into the content. Let the comments flow in. So for the newer people, let me know the alts you want me to take a look at. Now, first, I want to mention, Blame Yourself is on Spotify. So you see my fat hat on the release radar right there. And we are there, man. So I don't know if you can hear it, but it's out now. And by the end of this live stream, I will put the video out on YouTube as well. So I'm going to put it publicly on public right here, so you can witness me doing that. I don't know why you want to see that, but I'm going to do that. So by the end of this live stream, the video is going to go live as well. Now, things are looking better than people think. I think. Depends on what people think, but I think that people don't think that it looks good. But it looks really fucking good. What looks so good? Not that the market is up so much, but that pretty much nothing happened yet, but we have more confirmation than we ever had. And the altcoin market is going to print, right? Now, first off, I do want to mention that if you look at Bitcoin, right? Does this chart look like it's sitting at support or resistance, right? Well, in my opinion, it's more of resistance. So could it be that Bitcoin is going to get rejected right here? Could definitely be, right? This was support, basically. Well, this has been a resistance support level from November last year. So, you know, for half a year, basically, this has been a pain in the ass. And now we do our first, retest right here. But a lot of things are looking good. We are out of this falling wedge right here. We made a higher high, and we, so far at least, broke above the bull market support band, right? If you look at that, if it loads, but here we go. We are above the bull market support band. Now, that doesn't mean much when you are not closing above it, but Bitcoin is really turning around right here, showing us, especially compared to the fact that we are just coming out of the oversold territory, that it has a big run, and that could easily lead to new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Now, why do I say that? Narratives, first place, but also if you just look at this, right? The last time it came out of being oversold on the weekly like this, where we are now, which was here, right? Also just above the bull market support band, stochastic RSI here. And what did Bitcoin do from that point? I think this was an 80% pump, something like that, right? We now need a 15% pump to make new all-time highs. So more likely than not. So that's looking extremely good. However, the altcoin market is looking better, in my opinion. Way more upside. And that's because the Bitcoin dominance, if that was a coin, I would short it. I would short it with all my money right now. And I'm going to show you why as well. But we're also going to take a look at the lower cap altcoins outperforming right now, and that this move could be absolutely gigantic. And therefore, in my opinion, it's really, really, really important to be positioned right now. I'm already looking at my profit taking strategy. The time to buy for me, gone. Right? Let me put it like this. If you feel like I have not enough exposure, then in the long term, these are still great prices, right? Fine. But if you went here, I feel like, look, this is the beginning of something very big, definitely. But the best entries are behind us. Unless we're going back there, and then I'm gonna deploy. Definitely. But for now, I'm not thinking about buying. No way. But let me get into some comments, and then let me get into what's so extremely fantastic about this. So yeah, again, sorry that the comments are gonna overlay my head. I don't know how to. Oh wait, I do know how to adjust this. By the way, here we go. Yeah. All right. Let me get into some comments. Citus should be on the list. I don't have a list. I'll make you make the list, right? So, so it's not that I'm sitting here like, hey, here's my list with altcoins. I can show you my list with altcoins, by the way, but it wasn't the purpose of this video. But I can definitely do that. And in the category of high risk, high return, definitely Citus is there. It's not there in the category of low risk. Citus is one hell of a high risk altcoin, and that's purely because of the market cap, right? If we look at Citus, 11 million. This is low cap, really low cap, right? So dangerous, right? And what do I mean by dangerous? Like, hey, I mean, the market, the altcoin market right now on the shorter term looks a little overheated, right? And on the shorter term, could it do a 20% pullback? Sure, but Citus will go 50% easily, right? Now, if you believe in Citus in the long term, then I don't know, who cares if you go down 50% in the short term, if you're going up 2,000% in the long term, for example. But still, this can go down hard if the market goes down hard. But then again, yeah, it can go up really hard as well. I mean, it was just a year ago, same cycle, where Citus was literally sitting 13x higher, right, market cap wise. So not because of inflation, but really because, and that was because, gaming had a little, not even a real run, but a little attention. Launchpads were doing well because the market was doing well. And yeah, if it purely depends on that, then I don't think it's going to take a lot for Citus to pump like that. So I have my back down on it quite a lot. Actually, I can show you. If you go to this is GTFO, I mentioned it in one of the latest videos. My side is back. I'm currently down 48%. This is one of my biggest losers, right? So that sucks, and I want to DCA my average down a little bit on Citus, but yeah, I have to check how, when, where, why. But Citus looks like it's gonna explode, actually, right? The last time we were this oversold, Citus did 340% gains, right? And to be honest, the market now looks way better than what it did before the last year of December, before December of the last year. So I think that the gains are going to be a bit bigger than what we have seen last year, actually, from the bottom. And yeah, I mean, Citus kind of already showing it, right? It so far it is up 94%, and it went up in a total of 135% already, and the market just fucking sneezed. This is nothing, right? Again, this is not an altcoin run yet. This is purely a Bitcoin run, and altcoins just, I'm going behind you, Bitcoin, but it's nothing to do with altcoins. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance right here, the risk level for the Bitcoin dominance is so flashing red. The only time it was this flashing was here, right? And here it was even a little less, right, than what it is right now. And this was right before we went into alt season. And in 2017, it wasn't even nearly that flashing. So therefore, I mean, like, this run, the money that can flow from Bitcoin into alts is off the fucking charts. And I really hope that people are prepared for this. But I'm gonna get into this a little bit deeper. But yeah, Citus is there. So a couple comments, then I'm gonna do my content, then I'm gonna do a couple comments again. Okay. What's your general level for your next purchase? Maybe also get your opinion on Prime, ChainGPT, Altoro, Ronin, IMX, and S-World. Okay, cool. So what's my general level for the next purchase? That's a little hard for me to say, actually, because my first level was this trend line, and my second level would have been this red box. Now, I DCA'd a little bit at the lows as well, but not that much. But my general level, yeah, look, this is my black swan territory, and in all honesty, when we were here, it didn't feel that unrealistic to get there, right? It was just another 20% drop, and then we are there. From this point, it's a 45% drop, but every fucking chart, every circumstances, everything macro, everything, it looks so much better right now that I start to wonder if we will get there. So my thesis right now is that everything looks a little bit overbought right now, and that can go on for a little longer. But when that resets, then I'm a buy, right? And I don't already have a certain price point for that. I'm gonna just wait until it resets, right? And what do I mean? Well, one of the things that helps me is the stochastic RSI. It's a real good momentum indicator. To put it on the daily, right? And you can see right here, it's getting overbought, right? And this has to cool off. And whenever it's down here and starts to tick up again, I'm a buy, right? Wherever the prices are, right? On some coins that I am in profit on, I will also take a little bit of profit when this starts to point down. A little bit. Not much, but just to have a little more money to buy right here. Right, but again, this is on the shorter time frame. On the longer time, look, this could play out over the next 2 weeks, right? If you look here, when it was fully overbought, and from the moment we like kind of hit this bottom right here, this was 10 days, for 10 14 days, right? From here to here was 8 days. From here to here was like 10 days. So it's all 1 2 weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little pullback, people taking profits, little reset between now and somewhere in the first week of May. And that's why I'm gonna deploy as well. I will get into these coins as well, by the way. I won't forget. So yeah, price targets for Chainlink and Superverse. I can do that, but price predictions and targets are a little risky because they won't be right. I can pull out a number right now based on a lot, but it won't exactly hit that number, and then people will feel like, oh, you got it wrong. And I'm like, yeah, of course, right? But who gets a price prediction right? Like, but disclaimer, we can speculate a little bit, so we're gonna do that in this video. Gonna be cool. See this going up full steam, man. I mean, if I look at my watch list, a lot of things are going up pretty hard right now. If you got some altcoins at the bottom, you're already sitting on a 2x, right? And that's exactly what I mean. Look, only because of the stochastic RSI, right? And it's not that I'm only looking at this, right? But if we only look at that, you see that nothing has happened yet. This change GPT, right? Nothing has happened on the stochastic RSI, right? It did cross over, definitely, but it's not even out of the oversold territory yet, right? It has such a long way to go to get here. But with this small tick right here, just like we were here, it's already up 2x. And we are basically sitting where we were sitting over here as well, right? And here it went from, what was it, like 10, 13 cents, whatever, to almost 50. Did another 3x, right? And again, I do think that this run, and I will tell you why, but I do think that this run is going to be bigger than last year, December. So a 3x from this point for this coin would already put it at 30 cents. And I think that we're going to take out a lot of highs in this market that we have seen so far. So this is going to be good. But I'm going to dive into more specifics right now. First, a little content that I have prepared for myself. So the altcoin market, if you look at others, right, it's now sitting higher than where it was sitting in the end of March, right? And that was just a wick, basically. The full body was actually here in the beginning of March, but that was in the middle of a downfall. We are now going up. We haven't been going up, we haven't been going into this direction to the upside for the last time was Yeah, November. That was that November December run, right? That's what the alt market is doing right now. I mean, it's been doing really well at the moment. And still, again, this stochastic RSI right here, it just starts, right? It just starts. Crazy. If you look at the USDT dominance, right? This has nothing to do with money printing. That will come. That money printing will come, right? That's gonna be crazy, right? But if you just look at the money that's here already, right? That's kind of a given, right? The money is already here. It's just a matter of shoveling. If we look from USDT, look, it's getting rejected perfectly right here, right? It went a little, it wicked a little above it, fair enough. But look at this level. And look at this pointing down right now. The last time this was pointing down was this as well. Again, that was the November, December run. If we add USDC to that, how obvious was this range, right? I don't know who was there when I've drawn that, but look, it's ranging, right? This is not even an alt season case scenario, whatever. It's just the normal range. Fucked up for alts and Bitcoin, good for alts and Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm not saying that we're going to go straight down right now, right? We can do this, right? We can also do this. It'll be terrible. But most likely scenario, in my opinion, we will have some trouble with that bull market support band for a while, right? And hover there for a few weeks, maybe get a good correction in the crypto market, and then, go down and have a real run. But I think that run this time is going to get followed by more than just that pathetic November, December run where we saw 5-10x's, right? I mean, 5-10x's are nice, but we can do better than that. The XY showing like, hey, the dollar is getting wrecked. It's simple. Your alts are paired against the dollar. The dollar going down is weak, right? So your alts are strong, right? Now that's great because whenever the dollar resets, these alts can bounce. And you see that alts are bouncing now 2.5x already. But what did the dollar do? This, right? Yeah, that's a little different than this, right? Therefore, I feel like, hey, again, September, October, November, this was that great alt run we had last year, right? We now just have this and we already see 2x's. This is not even going to, like, this is going to go crazy. This is really going to go crazy. And the best thing, again, is that this, in my opinion, will be more than a Bitcoin run, right? If we look at the Bitcoin dominance, what did that do during November, December? That was this right here, right? This. So the Bitcoin dominance went down from peak top to peak bottom with 11%, right? It was a small period where altcoins had some relief, but I cannot call that an altcoin run, right? That's something different. It wasn't a run. It was just a brief moment where they were like, oh yeah, we can go for once, right? And then no, shut up again. Well, the Bitcoin dominance is now way more overbought than what it was here, right? So way more room to go down. Apart from that, again, this was in November 18, right? 2024. November 18, 2024. Let's remember that. How was the Bitcoin dominance looking back then? November 18, 2024 was like here, let's say, right? There, the Bitcoin dominance risk was 0.85, which was high, right? And that was enough risk for the Bitcoin dominance to give it that downfall to make altcoins go 5x. It's now 0.92. Again, it's now higher than what it has been. Like, let's take a look. The last time it was higher, it wasn't here, it was 0.96. Was here. It's now higher than it has been since 2019. So since the last 6 years, it hasn't been more dangerous to be bullish on the Bitcoin dominance. That's it. Right? So I get the good YouTubers like Benjamin Cowen, etc., being like, hey, Bitcoin dominance train. Yes, for sure. Has worked for him perfectly so far. But this is his own indicator telling him, like, watch the fuck out right now, right? So this is going to be exciting. This is really going to be exciting. And apart from that, one thing that I do want to mention as well is this: low caps are breaking out, right? This is the low cap altcoin market against the high cap altcoin market, to put it like that. What do you see? I see a falling wedge that started end of last year, that has been going down, right? Hey, since end of last year, our altcoins were going down. Okay, cool. Kind of similar, right? But what do we see on this chart? I don't know, man. Looks like a huge falling wedge with an obvious breakout to me, right? Also, while it is now sitting at lows where we went the last time was May 2023, right? We now come off lows. December last year, like we weren't even close to where we are right now, right? Altcoins are now way cheaper, right? The ratio for the low cap, way better right now to buy, right? Last time this was similar was June 2023, right? So how did the altcoin market look by then, right? And how did it respond to this run up? June 2023 was here, basically the bear market lows. That's where we are breaking out of right now. I don't know, guys. If you are now a bear, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's crazy. So yeah, it's all obvious to me, right? Also, this finally pointing up, same as here. Yeah, look what came. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So what I am now doing is I'm putting my my holdings in GTFO. There's a link down below. Let me check to be sure if there is a link down below to GTFO, because that I made a video about that, but that's a platform where you can actually put your exit strategy in, right? So if you feel like, hey, I want to DCA out of the market, but I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know when, I don't know nothing, then that's the way you can actually do it, right? I said, for example, I have my, which one is this? This is AIOZ, right? It's telling me like, hey, it's within 10% of my first exit strategy range. So I'm looking here and it'd be like, oh yeah, at 39 cents, I wanted to sell this, right? Because I've put this list together when I wasn't emotional by being sad or happy because of the market, but when I was in my clear, rational mind, right? This is wise for me to do. So I'm going to sell a little portion of my AIOZ to break even and a little profits in this case. And why? Because I didn't really know why I bought this coin in the first place. I looked at it and I was like, oh, I have that much AIOZ. Why? Right? So I'm gonna put this one specifically into something else. But in that case, that just helps me a lot. Let me below. It's free, by the way. Yeah, it's there. It's free, no sign up. It's just being created by someone in the Alpha Factory. Shout out to John. It's incredible. So go be one of the first that uses the platform. This is what we needed in crypto all the time, and we finally have it. And I'm just so happy that I can share it with you guys. So let me get into some more comments right there. Dum, da, 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 dum, dum. And I'm gonna get later into the specific coins and price targets. Your view on CeDeFi and ChainGPT? I did DCA them all the way down, and now they are up, holding strong. Look, in my opinion, these are going to be the biggest winners, right? Like, yeah, now there will be bigger winners, but overall, these launch pads are like too obvious. It worked in the last run as well. Whenever the market is going up, people make money, and once they have made enough money, they can gamble again, right? But when the market is up, people feel like, I cannot be early anymore. So what should I do? Hey, pre-sales, right? How can I get into pre-sales safely, right? Which has a refund. Hey, that's a CeDeFi, that's an S fund. But they're also the reason. That's also the reason why they always come a little later, right? People are now enjoying their gains on their low risks, like AVAX, like render, like whatever. No need to gamble on a couple $1 million market cap coin like CDFI or ChainGPT. Why? You don't need to, right? Later they will. So therefore, making money on something low risk right now and putting it into in a launch pad that you have faith in, that's a double win, right? Make a 2x on a coin right now, put it here, then make an extra 2x on this. You've doubled your bull run, right? Like perfect. All right. Sui price prediction. Look, yeah, it's hard to give price predictions, right? Like because nobody knows what a price is going to be. I know it's popular content and people will put it out like, oh, price prediction this, price prediction that. It's hard, man. I mean, the risk for Sui is now pretty low. Actually, the risk is now sitting at 0.453, right? It's going up a little bit right now. It was sitting at 2. And these risk levels, they work really well, right? The risk was 2, and that's low. And if you bought it right there based on low risk, hey, it's now sitting at 377. You have made a 2x on a low risk altcoin. Congrats, right? Anything within these risk levels is always realistic, because every risk level always gets hit, right? You have a risk level of like 0.05, like extremely low here. It's basically 0, right? But you always have risk levels of 0.5, and Sui is a newer coin, so it doesn't have all these risk levels yet. But this way you can look like, okay, worst case, in this case, risk 0, that will be $1.14 for Sui, right? If it hits the highest risk level, which also happens a lot to coins, we'll be sitting at $43, right? You might be like, whoa, that's a lot. It's a 10x on a coin with a $12 billion market cap. 100 billion? I mean, let's be real. If we look at Cardano, the last cycle, it had no problem at all by doing 100x from a $1 billion market cap, right? So that was just literally $100 billion injected into the crypto market in one single coin, right? 100 billion, like it's nothing, right? And that happens in parabolic alt season bull markets. It doesn't mean that it will happen, but it definitely also doesn't mean that it can't happen. Plus, we are now one cycle further. There is more money. The global M2 is now higher. We are already sitting at the same amount of money in the total crypto market as where we were at the top of the last cycle, right? So again, is it a guarantee that something like that will happen? No. Is it very possible? In my opinion, yeah. So best case, I can see Sui do a 10x if everything aligns, right? Everything, and it can go a little further than that. It's not that that's my ultimate ceiling, but above that would be a little unrealistic for me. Next, Madonna. I don't know if Madonna will be making music about laughing at people who wreck themselves with crypto. Hey, FOMO, plans for Web3 whales in the coming weeks, months? For sure. Let's not forget about Web3 whales. Look, Web3 whales is parallel to the crypto market and also mostly to Launchpad. So we are lagging also a little bit when it comes to the market. And even CoinGecko is now not tracking it because why? We have low volume right now, right? But what CoinGecko doesn't see is that we invested well over $1 million into projects that are getting vested or are about to get vested. If we use a good bunch of that money that's already there and put it into such a low liquidity asset, then this could do very well. And I'm telling this all the time. So fading Web3 whales, not financial advice though, but seems a little unwise to me. But please, if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. I'm an investor as well. and I know how much money is going to flow in from what we already have. Let me get most of that, no problem, right? Let alone if these low cap projects do a 10x or more. We're talking about millions. It's crazy. And shout out to K-Dub. Like, K-Dub is a real legend, definitely. Altora had a nice run in November, December. Took some good profits back then. Still have quite a good bag left. What do you think is still left for Altora this bull market? I'm in the same boat. I think that with Altora, I can take a look. I can just expose my holdings right here, no problem. Do I have it here already? I have no exit plan yet. Yeah, my Altora bag is free actually. So I took my profits. I now have 150k Altora left, and yeah, it's a free bag. So what do you do, right? Are you gonna sell it all because that's technically still taking profits, or are you gonna buy more? For now, it feels fine for me. But for your question, look, Altora had a run of more than 10x in that period. It's now sitting a little higher than what was here, right? It's already sitting 80% higher. But going back to this level for Altora, look, already up 20% this week, and this is basically still flat. I think that Altora can do fantastic. And it's also one of the fewer coins that makes higher highs all the time. So, yeah. Look, we are not in this crypto space talking about gaming and NFTs a lot lately. That's exactly the reason why these are probably the best buys, right? Because nobody's paying attention right now, while that is actually one of the few things in crypto that actually has fucking utility, right? So yeah, that's gonna get, I think, a good run, definitely. Any thoughts on Mantra crashing? I followed it just like you guys, I think, and from what I saw, it looked like a rug, and the team was saying like exploit or something like that. And I don't know. I would not put my I'm looking at this and like, why would you put your money here, right? Why? Would you go so risky when it's clear that you don't have to take risk in this stage of the market to make a lot of money, right? Like, don't, like, maybe in hindsight it will turn out to be the best buy ever, or maybe in hindsight you will look like, why everything went up, like, and why should I have bought the only thing that turned out to be a scam? Like, nah, let's not do that. Is BitBoy still in jail? Is he in jail? I'm not following him, man. So I don't know. What the fuck, man? BitBoy is always so hilarious. I like, what? BitBoy lands in jail for allegedly sending threatening emails to a judge. Is he like doing this shit on purpose to be famous? Like, oh, my Cardano targets didn't work out. Okay, let me be talking about XRP. Oh, that also didn't work out. Okay, let me just fucking get me drive with a gun to steal my car back while having my affair in the car with me, and then threatening a judge. This dude, man. Oh my god. I feel so sorry for him though. He's a mess. How did I miss this? You made my day, Harry. Thanks, man. What's up? Yeah, everything basically, right? It's green. Um, and what's up even more are the charges against Bitcoin. Bitcoin went to 95k. Yeah, great, right? 95. Again, I do think that it's going to get a little rejection at this point somewhere. Maybe it will blast right through it, but I feel like, I haven't run this box perfectly, but look at all this resistance right here. Like, it would make sense if it finds, some resistance, but this is all good, right? Because what you'll notice is like, hey, what's going on? Well, nothing is going on. The S&P is just, recovering from this panic sell-off that wasn't supposed to happening in the first place, and altcoins just 2x and Bitcoin just goes towards 100K again. Like macro and news, it is not that bad. It's just scaring people, and this was just a great buying opportunity, just like COVID. This was smaller but such a brain dead opportunity, right? We spoke about that. COVID as well, if you look back, like, okay, that was more uncertain, like what the fuck is going to happen right now. This was obvious, like, people fucking calm down, man. It's just tariffs, like, it's not the end of the world, like, so what level should I take profits on there? That's a question. That's the wrong question, man. Because this is not something that it's a standard question with a standard answer. It depends. Where did you buy it? What's your goal, right? How many X's do you want to make, right? What's your risk tolerance? Only if you implement all of these things, you can answer such a question. So I can tell you, like, $10. I'll be a moron. There's not a standard answer to something like that, right? If I look at near, where's my near though? I have to categorize it still. But if I look at my near, look, I bought near at a average price of 262, right? So yeah, that's kind of where we are right now, right? So it depends per strategy. What I am going to do, but again, that's not what you should do. Like, you are not me, and I'm not you, right? But what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to look at near, and I'm going to be like, what's my goal, right? First, I'm going to be like, what's my goal? My goal overall for my portfolio is to 5x it. Okay. Can I do that with near? I mean, market cap wise, going back to the non-alt season all-time high is a 3x from this point, right? So can we take the stop out? Yeah, easy, right? So I think that near could 5x. Okay, but how do I walk away with a 5x if near is only going to 5x, right? That's going to be a hard one for me. Right? I'm not saying that near will only do a 5x, but walking away with that. So near is then in that case the type of coin that you don't want to take profits on too soon. Otherwise, you will never hit your targets, right? But yeah, with near, I can say, like, target. Hey, I want to make a 5x on near, right? And I want to sell it in 4 different transactions. Again, if you are not like using this, there's a link down below. Do check it out. Calculate my sell plan for near. Okay, what do I got to do? I got to sell at $10, $12, $13, and $15, right? That's how I walk away with a 5x. But overall, it has to go to $15. $15. Right? And I'm going to go back to near. Like, is that like really unrealistic? $15? $15 is a 5.5x from here, right? Let's say 6x. 6x for a $3 billion market cap. 21 million. Last all-time high market cap wise was 12. Not impossible, not easy. So 5x maybe, right? So in that case, yeah, that's kind of how I look at it, right? I'm not saying that that's the best way, but how I do it. Check out Greedy. I have no idea, man. I'm not really in a position where I want to add more coins to my portfolio in the first place. You mean this one? If you do mean this one, look, this too low cap for me at this point, right? Again, we are now at the stage of the market, like I said, where you don't need to take a lot of risk for a lot of returns. Like if you look at ChainGPT, which is already lower risk but 10 times higher cap than what you mentioned, feel like, man, going back to the non-alt season all-time high is a 5.5x. The fuck do I need to take risk for right now, right? Let's do that later. Let's first write the safe ones and convert them into risk later. That's fine, right? Render as well. Render is so obvious, like not that risky. Yeah, it went up 90%. Chill. No problem. Do you think Moonbeam will ever recover? Maybe, but I don't see a narrative for it right now. It had a little hype when it came out. Now it's just another layer one ish thing that I don't see projects build on. What I do want to mention though, what I think is really important. So for the how many people are there? I do see a one, but that should not be correctly right. What's that one? How many people are there? Guys, where are you? I used to be able to see how many people were watching this. Right? This really sucks. People still watching? I think so though. But I'm gonna tell you something really important. What I think is gonna help a lot. Let me check if we are still there though. We're still live. Cool. If you have coins that you have somewhat conviction in for the longer term, stake them, right? If you don't have to lock them up for too long, right? I mentioned this a while back. For example, Joe, right? I am staking my Joe. Why? Because AVAX is a good layer one. It's fast, it's cheap, it has the biggest gaming, it has memes, it has DeFi. It's great, really, it's great. It looks ETFable, right? AVAX is going to be great. Yeah, what do you need on layer one? A DEX to trade on, right? That's traded Joe. That's the leading DEX. Cool. So if you buy Joe, right, which is already up to X as well, by the way, and you stake it, you get a share of their revenue fees from the platform. Right now, at this moment, if you look at the fees, it was 9K per day, not a lot, right? In this small bump that we are having right now, this relative nothing compared to what we are going to get. We're going to get an alt season, in my opinion. We're going to get a Fed run, right? But now it already went from 10K to 30K. I'm earning literally 3 times as much by just locking my or staking my Joe. I don't even need to lock it. I can stake at any moment, right? But this could go crazy, right? And if you buy it now while it's low, you have a lot more coins. This is a passive income in the bull market. This could be a lot of money. And you can stake almost every token. And every token has a different way of monetizing it. Web3 Whales is completely different, for example. Joe is different. Wild is different. Ethereum, but they are all like, don't let them dust away if you don't have to, right? It's a waste. Do you think that AI agents narrative will make a comeback since they crash really bad, or should we focus on more on other ones? Well, I don't think it's going away completely, but I do think it was overhyped. I think that AI agents have a big future, actually. But it's more like there were talks about AI agents, and it sounds really cool, and it gets really overhyped, and people buying it all up. But in reality, none of these crypto projects were actually legit, right? They don't have it was just ChatGPT, right? There was no product. It was bullshit. But there will be a point where it won't be bullshit. And if we get that compared with hype, then it will be big, right? But for now, takes time, man. It takes time. I mean, the best AI projects are not Web3 related, in my opinion. Definitely not. It's all copying for the hype. I think the hype right now is the market going up. And then we will get a new hype. And to be fair, what I did wrong, the last part of last year, was ignoring the hype. Because I know hype comes and goes, right? And I'm a holder. I don't like to buy something and sell it a lot sooner as well. I want to buy something and hold it. And hypes, you don't want to hold it. Like these meme coins that were there, you didn't want to hold it. AI agents, you didn't want to hold it. Then again, hey, if you traded it, you made a lot of money, right? If you did it well, at least. So let's pay attention. I'm gonna pay attention to it all, and you know, cover it. What about ass? More of a boob dude. But it sounds like not for me. But then again, Fartcoin like it could be worse, and that's also doing fine. So, yeah, but I don't see it, man. I see ass coin. That's not ass. I don't know. No, I don't know which one you mean. Um, what do you think about Bone Shiba? Let me check. The thing is that Bone has shown that the hype is cooling off, right? That's how I look at charts as well. Like, hey, everything in last December had an amazing run, and Bone made a pretty lower low after making another low low after making another low low, right? So it looks like it just can't catch a bit, man. And maybe one day it will break out, but this is by far not the best looking chart to me, actually. GTFO website is dope. It even tracks my lot of shit. Yeah, John made the API that it tracks everything. So it's not even, in my opinion, the best portfolio tracker, not even the best like way to make your exit plans, but it's also a great portfolio tracker, right? Yeah, it's absolutely great. Like with ChangeGPT, I see right here the chart. Hey, this is my average entry. This is right now. This is my sell plan 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I walk away with if they all get hit? 4x, 30K, right? Profit. Beautiful. Then above, I'm still working on it, right? But then above, I can see like, hey, if all my plans work out, what's the money that I walk away with? It's insane, man. It's really good. It's really good. And the stupid thing, it's free. You should charge people for this, man. Shit. So yeah. Catching up on the live stream and look forward to what you say. It will be interesting to hear if you think that there will be a pullback following the recent run up in Bitcoin and all. So yeah, I kind of spoke about that already, but I do think that we are going to get a pullback in the shorter term within now and 2 weeks. Again, because the stochastic RSI, the momentum, it's just really overheated and oversold right now. Then again, I mean, look, here it was also oversold, right? And Bitcoin still went from 60 to 67 in the meantime, and the pullback went back to 60 basically, right? But at least this reset it, right? And that was then the moment for me where I would have said like, okay, let's get into there. But also, if you look at Bitcoin, it's just sitting at a horizontal that I feel like, yeah, it's a pretty obvious level. Plus, if you think about it, people were like broke, complaining, flooding. People were saying it's over. You should not buy the dip. Like I was having even like hate comments on my channel for having the guts to tell that this was a good moment to buy. Right? Like I feel like now it's up again. People also just take profits, maybe. Right? So yeah, I think it will, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we'll see. We'll see. Adam, enjoy your weekend in the sun. Bulls. The Bears will be back very soon. Yeah. Hey, and I agree with you. The Bears will have their attempt. They will have their little bear attempt to give the Bulls one more buying opportunity before Bears get absolutely screwed in their bear hole for the coming months. So being short-term bearish / cautious seems like a good move to me. Mid to long term, which I mean by that is over the coming 4 months, being bearish is retarded. Like in all honesty, like you cannot be bearish in that time frame. If you're turn off this right now and do something research, right? Like you can't. Come on, you can't. Right? You can't. Polka start 100x. Highly doubt that, but I mean, bulk starter will do good. Definitely. I mean, look, it's a launch pad. It's not a shit launch pad, right? There's a lot of shit launch pads out there. They won't all do good. But Polkstar shows like, hey, they have the better projects, they have a good reputation. They are older, right? They go on for a while. And also, if you look how low the market cap is sitting, 20 million. Yeah, this run up they went to 120, so that's already a 6x from this point. But going to a $2 billion market cap for a launch pad, they have to do something really weird. I don't rule anything out, but I don't know, man. Hey, I appreciate that. If you make these super chats, I will remember you, and I love you. Anyway, don't sleep on Floki, brother. It's literally the only meme from the last cycle. They hit an all-time high with an ETP launch in the pipeline. Yeah, look, Floki is one of the, like, I'm not into meme coins in the first place, but it's also because mostly it's it got turned into something that I don't like, and I should not rule out the OGs for that, right? Dogecoin OG, Floki OG, Shiba OG, right? There are a couple OGs, but there were so many scams right there, and I don't like the overall meme coin community that feel like, hey, it's a meme coin only run, meme coin super. So I cannot go. Like I don't like to like no, right? Like, but Floki, um, this has the community. This will be around in the next cycle, probably, right? That's that meme coin that will be around in the next cycle. And yeah, I mean, if you look, indeed, like you said, man, in 2021, I don't know what the fuck happened there. But oh, here, okay, market cap wasn't tracking yet, right? So, but indeed, man, um, it got the top. It got completely wrecked, right? You have to know when to get out of crypto, right? But then you got a chance, and now in this run up, only it already went higher than what it went during alt season. So if a coin during non-alt season is going higher than during alt season, then during the coming alt season, I don't know, man. I mean, I might add some Floki. I don't like I kind of I will save this one. Um it's a waste that it already came from 500 million, is now sitting at 750. But yeah, it's not that bad. But going back to its non-alt season high, it's like a 5x from here. Definitely not bad, man. We have a lot to come for Floki, I think. Yeah. Pulse chain price predictions. I am the very worst person to ask. um, because one, I don't like price predictions, but two, anything that's related to Richard Hart is on my ignore list. So I am like, I don't know. Look, the thing is that, look, that's already debatable, but for me it isn't. We know that everything around Hex and Pulse is the biggest fucking Ponzi in crypto ever seen, right? However, Ponzi's do make money, right? And that's what you're in for. So who the fuck cares though, right? But I just don't really like. Would I be surprised if it goes up really hard? No, because that's the only motivation behind it, right? They want to make money and they don't care if they have to scam everybody, right? But that's also the exact reason for me that I won't be surprised if that thing goes to zero and Richard Hart will be in jail forever, right? Like, so I'm the wrong person to ask, man. What do you think about S World at this point? Mixed feelings. Start with the negative. The negative thing is that at this moment there is no gaming hype, right? At this moment. The negative thing is that there is some inflation going on, right? So there are tokens being, dumped on the market and getting sold off by early investors. And the negative thing for me is that their game isn't out yet. But that doesn't have to be negative. I mean, Illuvium had the sickest run ever without a game, right? So that doesn't really matter, actually. So 2 negatives for me. Positive, because I'm an ambassador for S-World, and I didn't choose to do that for no reason, is that it's from the Seedify team. They know how to bring a coin to multi-$100 million market caps. The game is looking insane from what I've seen. The game isn't out yet. That's also a positive, right? Like, and gaming isn't hype yet, right? Like, therefore prices are so low in the first place. And it is so low cap right now. So I want to be careful with this. Will I be surprised if it in the meantime goes to $1 million market cap? No. Will I be surprised if from this point it 50x's? No. So there's my there's my opinion. Can you use Fibonacci to find cycle highs? You can use Fibonacci to help you to help you get some extra confirmation, right? But to predict anything with only Fibonacci, that's really hard, right? If you look at Bitcoin, for example, if you take Fib level from this level, you can see like Bitcoin kind of topped out around the 3.618, right? It would be a little short-sighted to just use that, right? If we do that, we say like, Bitcoin will top out at around 209k. Now, that actually seems like a pretty realistic level to me, but I think you have to combine as many things as possible and then come to the most likely piece of speculation. Actually, are you in Venture Mind? I was in the pre-sale, but I sold it already. It did really well, really well. But I have no intentions in buying it back. I made my money with it. Time for the next one. Do you think what happened to Mantra could likely happen again, especially to the high caps? To other coins, you mean? Yeah, sure, it will, 100%. Like, there are coins out there that are scams, right? Matter of fact, most are. And the thing is only that Mantra made the front news because it was such a high cap, right? Everybody knew these coins. But there are thousands of coins getting rugged daily, right? But people don't talk about it because nobody knows about these coins. But there eventually will be another coin with scam intentions that first gets really high, or with good intentions, and that gets really high, and that the team then thinks like, "Ooh, if we now rug it," right? So yeah, sure, it will happen again. So nothing is safe, nothing, definitely. So spread your eggs. Happy Easter, still in hindsight. What about Chris from Crypto Revolution? Don't know that guy, man. What about Metacade? I can check. MCade USD. And I also want to look at it on its Bitcoin pair, because again, what's the purpose if Bitcoin is better, right? But everything is kind of better at this moment. MKUSD. Yeah, I mean, it's newer, right? But it does show like, hey, there's a peak. When the market goes up, market goes down, it goes down with it. When the market has another peak, it goes up even higher. When the market goes down, it goes down with it. So overall, this is just good exposure to the market, right? So far at least. So that, yeah, it's fine, man. Yeah, and on the Bitcoin pair, like, it's at the lows, but then again, what isn't, right? Like, it's not really fair to look at that right now, with the general altcoin market also sitting at lows against Bitcoin, right? It's all sitting here. But the beautiful thing is, we're gonna get an alt season. For the people who like to believe it or not, we will. We will. And I made a video in the Alpha Factory, actually. That's our exclusive community. If you want, there's a link down below. For small fee, you can get there. And there's a lot of value there. But one of the things, you can do one-on-one calls with me if you want to talk about your portfolio. Pretty cool. But one of the things is we do exclusive videos right there. And I made a video where I looked at every piece of indicator that can tell something about alt season. Yeah, the outcome is insane. So Crypto Prince also in the building. What's up? I always appreciate your support. Shout out to her channel as well, by the way. Some real good content, and you're growing very fast. So that's cool. Thoughts on or views on say it's sharding focus to RWA. Yeah, for RWA I'd rather be in ETH actually. I'm personally not into say, but you know, it could be good. And the thing is though that, you know, going back to the all-time high is a 3x, right? A 3x. I feel like, man, look, it's slightly more when it comes to price, but that's because of token inflation. I just don't feel like, but maybe this will be the 2025 Cardano, where $1 billion asset does 100x, right? It could happen. So don't laugh at me if I now say like I don't like it, but you know, it's fine. But I don't know enough about it to have the pain about it. Actually, and price wise, you know, it's not really attractive to me. Do you hold Ondo? No. Ondo is the type of coin that I feel like, man, if you bought it here, congrats. But buying it here, I don't know why, right? And maybe it will be like outperforming everything, and this will be stupid again, what I'm saying. But for me, I feel like, man, everything is on such a discount right now. Why would I buy something that's not on that big of a discount, right? But also, yeah, I mean, it went from $2 to 70 cents, and February 2021, there's token inflation happening hard. I don't know. I'm curious about Arweave and Ondo, man. Listening to Blame Yourself, catchy tune, bro. Thanks. So for the newer people who stepped in, do check it out, man. It's now on Spotify. The first crypto single is right there, and I do think you're gonna like it. And when I wrap up this live stream, which I'm not gonna wait too long with, I will put the video out as well. We have a video already on the channel, and it's basically somebody, he wrecked himself with crypto. He was taking my opinions too literally. He walked into my office in my house. He put me in the trunk. He shot me, and I am then singing from the bottom of the ocean and from heaven that he's an idiot. So that's kind of the story, and I think you're gonna like it, man. We got a professional music studio built over there, so we're gonna do a lot more with music. But yeah, pretty cool. But Arweave, okay, so just discussed Ondo, Arweave, storage, and more of that, I think, right? Arweave 300 billion or 3 billion, dude, and it's now sitting at 5.4 even, right? It's 8x to get to its all-time high. Decent, dude. And okay, yeah, Arweave could be considered that like not a low risk, but slightly below that, right? Some, if you feel like, okay, I don't want to take too much risk, but I do want to get some decent gains, right? Slightly more than I can pull off with an Ethereum or an AVEX or whatever. Then, like, okay, you guys are also helping me out, right? So Arweave, writing it down, man. Shut up, Google, Siri, Chrome thing. Arweave and Floki are coins that have really got my interest. Look at Xverse, agent layer, and Octavia. Jesus. So Xverse just should have a big dump because we were private investors and we just distributed the coins to our community in the Alpha Factory. Not that bad, actually. But yeah, look, the thing with Xverse is it's a great looking game compared to the extremely low market cap that they have. It's super high risk, but it could be a fucking moonshot. And the thing also goes for Octavia. Same, it's super low cap and it's pretty decent quality for the market cap that they have. But yeah, the chart wise, it looks like pure crap, right? Like, let's be honest. And then we have agent layer. Yeah, same, man. I hope that does well. I'm running notes. Okay, let me take a look at what I have left, and otherwise I'm gonna just continue with the comments, man. I mean, that was what this was for. Did I have everything? Yeah, I can continue talking about how great the market looks like, but I think it's pretty clear what my view is on the market. Actually, it's insane. It's insane that I think that really this run is going to be so huge, and the Bitcoin dominance will fall. If you look at the risk, like again, the risk metrics are so high, like if that was a coin and you would have sold it, then you would have made the best trade ever, right? Like that's what the Bitcoin dominance is right now, combined with the time in the market right now, with the Fed pivoting as we speak, basically, with like the altcoin dominance sitting at the bigger time frame, ticking upwards from a double bottom. Like everything confirms it, man. It's incredible. It's like insane how great it looks. But yeah, the graph. Let me check GRT. I'm hungry. Yeah. Look, it wasn't able to take out its March high right here. And that's why you want to compare, right? The overall altcoin market went higher than what it did in March, and the graph didn't. So, but I don't know. The December run wasn't a low cap run, it was a high cap run with some exceptions, right? And the graph is considered for me more of a low cap. But I mean, again, yeah, if you look at low caps against high caps, yeah, this is what it did in December. So yeah, of course, right? Like I don't know. I think that the graph, a billion, 4 billion, yeah, it will at least take that 4 billion out. I think. I don't know. I know you don't rate QNT's charts, but something big is coming. Well, yeah, I mean, in the past, I haven't been bullish on Quant, and that just was because everything was holding pretty decently against Bitcoin, and Quant was already falling like a rock. And yeah, look, I mean, Quant compared to Bitcoin, but also compared to other altcoins, is an underperformer. Like you can put it however you want, but that's what it is, basically. On the dollar pair, like yeah, we know how it looks on the dollar pair in that case. It's holding up, probably, right? Yeah, it's holding up. But I mean, this kind of your range low, this kind of your range high, and yeah, by just playing the range, even from this point, you can get a 2x out of it. But I think that if this happens, it's also because the rest of the market does a 2x at least, right? So, but the whole something big is coming. I feel like, hey, if you know, then the news is out, right? Then the chart should respond to it. The chart responded this week with 12%. So it's not that big, right? Or it's that big, but apparently price doesn't care, right? But man, I'm hope for you that it blows up. I see a lot of people giving such fucking weird price predictions on quant. 10,000 and this and that. And here we go. It's 70 right now, right? So I do feel like, man, I hope for the community that something will work out though. Do you have price target for Link and Wild World? Again, I don't have specific price targets. What my overall target is that most of the altcoin market will at least get higher than what it was in December, right? And in this specific case for Wild World, which is now sitting at 16 cents, it should be over $1, right? That's at, but other than that, I'm gonna let it surprise me, man. Like, I think that price predictions are just nice for the clickbait, but good, but bad for the reputation, right? And I want to play a longer game. I want to be here next cycle as well. I don't want to be that guy that you can say like, he did it all for the views. Like, whatever, views would help me, but not if it would mean that I'm talking shit. And Chainlink, like, I don't know. I don't think that Chainlink is going to be that explosive, but I do feel like, man, one of the lowest risk altcoins. I think it's like Ethereum lowest risk and Link below that, my opinion. I've been watching your channel and I haven't from you your opinion on XRP. What do you think? How well it can perform in the bull run? Well, I had a pretty clear opinion about XRP, and that it's a waste of time and money, man. Look, and I don't mean that like to be a dick or whatever. Like, a lot of people hold and like XRP, but let's be fair, right? If you look at XRP USD, all right, fine. Also, let's take a look at XRP Bitcoin. That's the more important thing, because XRP has shown to its holders that it wants to play the long-term game, right? Holding XRP, you can do that like from 2022 until 2024. It doesn't do shit for you, right? You can also basically look at it like this: from 2017, it was sitting in 2024, it was sitting at the same fucking price, and it went up a little bit in the meantime, and it went down a little bit in the meantime. But overall, it's a coin that goes sideways for a long fucking time. So you have to have a godload of patience with this one. But in that case, I do feel like, man, if you are holding so long, then you can better hold Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is the long-term play, the king of the long-term plays, right? So then let's take a look how XRP does against Bitcoin, right? And this is the view that I get from it. I feel like it's still at the same level as where it was in 2019, right? So you might be like, XRP just had a great pump. But if you just bought Bitcoin anyway, it didn't matter for you because Bitcoin was outperforming XRP all the time, right? So, and by definition, XRP is higher risk than Bitcoin. I think that even everybody that's diehard XRP holder agrees, right? There's nothing higher risk than lower risk than Bitcoin. So then I feel like, man, if you are literally going sideways against Bitcoin, why sitting on all that risk? I don't know, right? Like, it looked like it did a lot right here, but it's mostly because Bitcoin did a lot, right? Again, XRP on its own, it just ranges. It's just a range, right? And maybe one day it will have this again. But let's be fair. This was 2017, guys. This was 8 years ago when there were barely any altcoins. In the middle, like, I remember that alt season, sitting in front of a TV with my friends, refreshing all the time. Things were insane. My $50 changed into $500 within an hour. Like, it was fucking crazy. That kind of euphoria with XRP, all that attention of all these coins and all the experience out there now going to XRP, I doubt it. I doubt it. Do you think AVAX can break previous all-time high? Market cap wise, yeah. What about Aptos? I'm always feeling like I'm gonna live stream for 1 hour and then I'm gonna do this. At the end of the day, I'll live stream the whole fucking day and I'm tired as hell. Aptos dollar, Aptos Bitcoin. Okay, so this is it, right? Aptos on its BTC pair. Like, fuck, there wasn't the moment in the market where this thing was worth buying, right? Yeah, unless you bought it here and sold it here, right? But holding, investing instead of trading, not worth it. So against Bitcoin, it looks like trash. Just buy Bitcoin. However, if you do want to feel like, oh, I want to buy altcoins, okay, dollar-wise, then I feel like it's kind of like hanging there, right? Like we have this low, which it's holding for now. But on the other hand, like, what's the purpose of just holding it while Bitcoin is going up in the meantime, right? That's what I meant, like, by being in Bitcoin for so long. But also, every pump seems to diminish a little bit. So 20, 19, 15, what a, like, I don't know. Not my favorite. You still see a massive run for paid at the end of the bull run. Last cycle went to $5. Is even $1 possible? That's why token inflation comes in, right? Looking at a price from the last cycle compared to a price right now, never do that. Do that with market cap, okay? Because if more tokens are in circulation right now, it means that it could go to the same valuation this bull market, but the price will never be there because there are more tokens to divide that valuation on, right? Look, $6 last bull market. If it now goes to 6, it's now 2 cents, right? 20 cents, 10x, $2, 100x. Right? Like that's a 300x. With a 10 million market cap, that's a $3 billion market cap. Yeah, like, again, nothing is impossible, but let's be real, right? 3 billion? Last market cap, it had a peak at 460 million. So basically saying, like, going back to the last all-time high is actually saying it goes 6 times above its previous all-time high. Wick. Peak alt season. Not a lot of launchpad competitors. I would not bet on it, right? I would not bet on it. Especially since that peak was in April and the peak in 2021 November, where altcoins actually had a better moment than Bitcoin, gains already, like, showed, like, never again, right? So in other words, in my opinion, no fucking way. Then again, a few months back, it was sitting 6.5 times as high. Same market, same cycle, right? Same, like, token amount, give or take, right? So that should at least be possible. So I think that, somewhere between this market cap all-time high and this market cap all-time high, right, between like 60 and 400, like, and that's a big range, right? But I don't know. I think that, and that's still pretty good, by the way. Still bullish on Decubate. I mean, the last time I checked, I was, but I have to catch up with it a little bit again. But I'm gonna do some Launchpad videos and therefore research soon again, because it's time. In my opinion, it's the best by far. It doesn't matter what you buy: Bitcoin, Ethereum, meme coins, this and that. Nothing could be as good as Launchpads. One, they run later but harder. Two, you make fucking gains with their launches, especially if you go with the refundables. Nothing to lose. Easy play. And yeah, I mean, Decubate, I'll catch up with the founder once again. I spoke to him a couple times, and he looks like he knows what he's talking about. And also, if we look at market cap, look, in May 2024, it was sitting at 90 million, give or take. It's now sitting at 3. But it's kind of weird to me that it didn't do shit in December, though. So I have to research before I'm gonna give you an answer because I'm gonna talk shit, man. Hey, Keza, I'm live on the Fomo Factory. We love Near. I mean, I have Near in my bag. I love it as well. But I'm a little bit like, I have Near, I have Tau, and I have Render. It's too much of like 3 big AI plays. I want to narrow it down. If I have to get rid of one of those, I don't know. I'm thinking between Near and Render. I don't know. It's been a long stream, guys. I don't want to wrap it up, but before I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do something cool. Wait, this is funny. Are we still allowed to ask or to talk about Polygon in 2025? Man, you are allowed to do so, but I'm not following it. I never liked the chain anyway. It was always slow. It might do fine, but you know, why should I choose Polygon over something else that also will do fine with more certainty, right? So somebody, Mirko, you said, I didn't have lots of money at the time and feel like Bitcoin will not do crazy price wise, but Bitcoin is main coin for sure. In my opinion, first create crypto. Look, without Bitcoin, we wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be talking about these altcoins. And if you want to play it for the long-term gain, look, I don't know a single fucking altcoin that I can buy today and feel like, okay, let me check in 10 years, right? With Bitcoin, I can. So that's one, right? It's like that's the only thing that I'm pretty sure that will go up, right? On the other hand, yeah, it's not like what's going to give you a 10x from this point, probably this cycle, right? And there are a lot of alts that will. So it's kind of what you come in for. But you have to realize that very well, because I do realize in the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, when everybody was shit talking and fudding and being scared, I was like, guys, it's the altcoin market. You are here for a reason, right? You want things to go up really hard. That's why you're here. Otherwise, you would have been in S&P. So you expect, or at least go for, a lot of reward. But how can you not think about the fact that there's also a lot of risk to it? It's not only reward and no risk. That's not how it works, right? Be grown up. What the fuck, right? Was I trying to make a point right here? I don't know. But yeah, Bitcoin, great, man. Definitely. So, yeah, I mean, it's the main coin. But in my opinion, you have to know when to be in what. Like the main goal should be having more Bitcoin. Will the dollar be worth more in 10 years? Probably not, right? Will Bitcoin be? Probably, yeah. Will your altcoins be? Probably not. So use your altcoins and dollars to make more Bitcoin. And there is like, again, 75% of the cycle be in Bitcoin, right? Like be in Bitcoin almost all the time, right? Maybe not in bear markets. Overall, if you don't really want to trade and miss out, and even in bear markets, you can hold on like you don't care, right? But at a certain point in the cycle, you want to buy alts with your Bitcoin. And I feel like this is the exact same moment as what we had last cycle, right? And the Bitcoin dominance is even riskier right now. And then when alts outperform Bitcoin, hey, if you now put 1 Bitcoin into alts at 100K and you 10x your alts, you have 10 Bitcoin. Great, right? And if Bitcoin then also goes to 1 million one day, congrats, you have 10 million bucks out of 2 trades. And then it sounds all easy and this and that, but in reality it is. And that's the problem because people think like, it cannot be easy, so they don't do that. Therefore, they don't make the money. I think, right? That's my theory, at least. So here we go. Blame Yourself is on Spotify. You should check it out. You should put it in your playlist. You should stream it a lot. Like that would be great. If finally crypto songs can get a little like, popular as well. But we also have it on our dear YouTube, of course, right? And we have a full video clip of Blame Yourself. Right part. So that video clip is gonna go public right now. And I would really, really appreciate it, guys. If you can share this link, I'm gonna put it into the chat right now. If you're watching this back, I'm gonna put it into the comments and into the description. If you can check it out, put it on repeat, whatever, share it, like if you like it, right? Don't share it if you don't like it, but I'm pretty sure that you will like it. I will have this ridiculous someone got wrecked and shot me title, super clickbait, will be for one day, and I'm gonna change it into something normal. I don't care. I would really like if crypto have has music, and I've been listening to one certain artist lately that does some crypto songs, and it's funny, but I feel like it should also be good, and I hope that you guys decide that this is good. So it's in the chat right now. Please check it out. Please just check it out, man. That would be amazing if you guys right. So there's the link. All right, please check it out, and that will be so helpful. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will do live streams more often. I like hanging out with you guys. I notice how nice people actually are. Sometimes in the regular videos I feel like, man, everybody's so cranky these days, but here, you know, yeah, man, I don't know, better this way. Again, thanks for watching. Where the fuck is the end button? Ah, there. I'm so proud. Take care.